Hello, everybody, and welcome to Table Hops with our first episode of Rime of the Frostmaiden, our Icewind Dale campaign. Huzzah! So we have a whole group of people to introduce you to, some familiar faces and some new characters to introduce as well. So we're in for a wild ride. Let's go ahead and get started. So, in case you're just joining us and you haven't checked out our previous Waterdeep campaign, available on podcast and on YouTube, so be sure to check that out too. We have 3 characters rejoining from the previous campaign. Nahtel, Valtraya, and Anirissa, which some of you may know as Ennui. All right. You guys have left Waterdeep, leaving the tavern known as Thoughtseize in the hand of Renair, Floon, Marv, and Krizik. Nahtel received a letter from Tavis Burden, her cousin from Hartsvale to the north. He said he may have found the source of the creatures attacking her hometown and to meet him in Icewind Dale. So before we get started with that, why don't we introduce, Nahtel, if you wouldn't mind reintroducing your character?
Oh, sure thing. Nahtel is a Circle of the Moon druid. She's a Furbolg, previously stated from Hartsvale, but she also spent time in Icewind Dale. And she's very excited to go on this adventure and meet new friends.
Now, when you left Waterdeep, you procured a new item, is that right? A new magical item?
I did, yes. A ring of protection, because even though I'm 8.5 feet tall, I'm really squishy.
Very good. And also, rejoining us from Waterdeep, we have Valtraya. Would you like to introduce your character again?
Sure. I'm Valtraya. She is a divine soul sorcerer. She's an Azamar and best friends, and sometimes snuggle buddies with Nahtel.
Very good.
Best snuggle buddies.
Last equation says, sounds like me, 8 feet tall and squishy. And they also like the cosplay, so yeah, awesome. So those are our 2 characters. We also have another character, Ennui, also known as Anirissa, who was a tiefling rogue traveling with the remaining people of Two Napkins Juicy, the avant-garde band from Waterdeep. And she has decided to accompany you, knowing what kind of trouble you and Valtraya get in, Nahtel. So I have written down...
The 16-year-old is going to keep us alive.
Well, there was the episode where she did prove herself as the party mom when dealing with all the little rugrats. So that was...
We left her alone with 2 kobolds, or 2 goblins and a kobold.
Mm-hmm. 2 goblins and a kobold. Also,
it was great.
Yeah, it was.
Just such a good episode.
Krizik had a fun time. I don't know what y'all are talking about.
Marv was delighted.
Sneezewort had 0 fun that whole evening. But you'll have to check that out on YouTube to know what we're talking about. Now, you guys purchased everything you guys wanted in terms of potions and everything, Valtraya and Nahtel?
I needed to pick up some potions, but
I probably need healing potions.
as far as magic items, I'm good.
All right, so you might want to decide now how much you're getting. They are $150 apiece for greater and $50 for dim normal ones. But go ahead and plop them into your sheet now, because once you get out of Waterdeep, you're heading to the great wild north. So you're traveling through the Sword Coast, north along the Sword Coast towards Icewind Dale, and it takes you the better part of 20 days on horseback. So as this large climb to the north, you think back upon your friends from Waterdeep who gave you a small box of parting gifts as you left the city. So from Fala, you helped them repair their shop. They gave you a few potions to help you on your journey. The first is a potion of animal friendship, in case you run into a polar bear, they say. They also give you 3 potions of cold resistance. It's going to be chilly up there. So you have those items on you as well, Nahtel and Valtraya, if you want to pop those down. Not 3 each, 3 for the party and 1 potion of animal friendship. Now, Jernin from the Yawning Portal gives you a small pouch, and it says inside, he's like, eating on the road is tough. So if you're going to be cooking over an open flame, be sure to sprinkle some of this on it. And it's Heward's Handy Spice Pouch. Any spice you say before opening it will come out of that bag. So that is also given to you. And finally, from Renair and Floon, you receive an Orb of Direction, which is basically a magical compass that lights up when you're heading north.
Cool.
So Valtraya and Nahtel, you got all that?
Yes.
That sounds confident.
Wow.
Moving on. The note instructed the party to meet in Northlook Tavern in Bryn Shander, which is one of the towns in Icewind Dale. So we're gonna bring that up on the map for everybody. So here are our characters, which are pretty exciting, and we're gonna show you guys. I know. I'm gonna show you guys a map, and for you guys, in just a second, you should probably just see a bunch of like desolate wasteland. You might have to zoom out quite a bit.
Once it comes into focus,
Yep.
I will.
That's
Ooh, blurry.
Yep, you might have to.
There it goes.
Yeah.
There it is. Hey.
The one thing I did notice about the Roll20 for Frostmaiden is it's super high resolution, which is great, but it takes a little bit of time to load. So just an FYI. All right, so to show you where we're at this point, this is Icewind Dale. It is north of the Spine of the World, which is this huge mountain range that sort of hugs along the north where Hartsvale is. Now, Nahtel, you personally have never been north of the Spine of the World, so you're not quite sure. You've heard stories of what lies beyond, but this will be your first time traveling this far north past the mountains. Thank you for the followers, CPT Poppet. Appreciate it very much. Now, as you travel north, you find your way towards Bryn Shander, which I will show you. You're going to see some roads appear, so there's some roads there.
Oh,
and then Bryn Shander is this location right here. It's one of a few settlements this far north. And the first thing you notice as you enter this place is that even though it seems to be at this point around midday, it is dark as pitch. Like it seems like midnight, even though for you it's probably only 3 in the afternoon. Nahtel, that forces you to light a torch as you enter this place.
Okay.
All right.
or I'll just,
Or you can cast
just-
light.
Moon theater magic.
So the light given off by Valtraya's spell does not offer any heat against the frigid cold. And even though you prepared with wrapping yourselves in different furs, the intense cold from this place is biting through the bones. So you're going to need to both, two of you, roll a Constitution check. And I will.
I have the Boots of the Winterlands.
Okay.
Which
Ooh.
Which what now?
it protects you from the cold to -50.
Oh, really? Can you pop that in the description?
Yes. Possibly. Sarah's the one who put them in there.
I already
so
got
I'm
it.
not
You have
sure.
resistance to cold damage. You tolerate temperatures as low as 950 degrees without any additional protection. All right, cool. So yeah, let's go ahead and say that those work for now. I have to look and see exactly how cold it is because there is detrimental effects. Nahtel, can you roll a Constitution saving throw?
Oh, a save? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
No.
First roll of the night. First roll of the campaign.
Let's get this party started.
First roll of the
Wow.
campaign. All right, I'll go ahead and just do a quick check on Anirissa to see how they deal with the cold.
I just ended up losing my entire ear.
Oh, okay.
It hasn't even healed yet.
All right. So it's so frigid. Even though you are a furred large being, this is just cutting through. It's been too long since you've been to the north. So you're going to gain 1 level of exhaustion as you go in here, realizing you're going to need to purchase some even heavier clothing. Now, before I introduce the new characters, which I'm about to do in a second, I'm going to just read a little intro by Chris Perkins, which he calls the cold open.
Ah.
Damn it, Perkins!
I know. All right.
I can't wait to read this book.
Icewind Dale has become trapped in a perpetual winter. Ferocious blizzards make the mountain pass through the spine of the world exceedingly treacherous, and this land has not felt the warmth of the sun in over 2 years. In fact, the sun no longer appears above the mountains, not even in what should be the height of summer. In this frozen tundra, darkness and bitter cold reign as king and queen. Most Dale residents blame Uriel, the Frostmaiden, and the god of winter's wrath. The shimmering aurora that weaves across the sky each night is said to be her doing, a potent spell that keeps the sun at bay. Dale folk live in a scattering of settlements known as 10 towns. The drop-off caravans coming from the south and travel between settlements in this never-ending winter has left everyone feeling isolated. Although each town is resolved to appease the Frostmaiden with sacrifices of one kind or another, no respite from winter's fury seems forthcoming. For adventurers such as yourselves, 10 Towns is a place to test one's mettle, and in the spirit of heroes who have come before, leave one's mark on this frigid, blighted land. So with that, we're going to be continuing our adventure inside Bryn Shander, inside the North Look Inn. And this is where, sitting at the table, is an odd group of individuals that some of them are meeting themselves for the first time, and some of them know each other. So sitting around this table, there is a sort of cat-like humanoid creature who is sitting at a table. And Zach, would you like to introduce Button?
Yes, this is a 6'3" large tabaxi male, lynx-colored, only one eye, the left eye taken, and a leather patch over it. He is quite thick-furred. More like a domestic medium hair cat. He's got slung on his back a large greatsword that looks like it's made of bone.
Ooh, very nice. And you are wearing the sort of pelts and garb of one of the tribes up here?
Yes, I am from the Regid, the elk tribe of the Regid nomads.
Yes, so those who are from Icewind Dale know that these nomadic tribes, some of them prey upon 10 Towners, some of them offer trade, but all of them are very much like the wildlings from Game of Thrones. That's kind of the vibe you get from them.
And if we haven't seen Game of Thrones?
So Vikings, kind of.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, sort of mixed tribes, like Vikings and like Welsh tribes, like the Scots, maybe the Picts.
Okay.
I can't imagine a world where you don't know who Tormund is, and it really, that's like sad to me because you would absolutely adore Tormund Giantsbane.
Right. Speaking of which, Tormund is going to be in season 2 of The Witcher, so that's exciting. Anyway, moving on. So, sitting also at this table next to the one-eyed cat is another one-eyed creature. So together they have stereoscopic vision. Kenzie, would you like to introduce Myrnix?
Yes. So I am playing Myrnix. I am a red, grumpy dragonborn. I'm gender fluid. You guys can call me Nyx. And while you're at it, you can nix the gender. Okay. But in all seriousness, I'm about the same size, actually, as Button. Also missing my left eye. I had to fix it. And we get mixed up a lot, except for the fact that I'm clearly a dragon person, and he's clearly a cat person, and it leads to some interesting times. I'm clearly the better fighter, but it's not so much not that great with directions. I actually got lost, and that's why I'm stuck in the cold as a red dragon, and I'm eternally salty about it.
So
I thought you were gonna go with eternally frosty about it, but okay.
I was going
They're
to,
not cool about it.
and then I was like, "That's too much. I already did the gender joke. Like, I gotta."
You gotta
no.
spread out
you
that
need to let
inspiration.
go of that.
Yeah, never too much. Never too much with our group.
Every pun is worthy of being told.
Yeah, you
out
own
loud.
them.
So your character traveled north accidentally instead of south, and eventually when they were in a frozen tundra, it didn't dawn on them. They're like, maybe I should have map quested this. Oh god, that
Maybe
just
this
aged
isn't
me.
the right-
Sorry, Google Maps.
Oh, Chris, showing your age.
I know, rough. When I used to have to print them out. So, you're also in here with Button, and you guys have been on jobs together, right? So you guys know each other, at least as maybe not partners, but at
Rivals.
least
It's a friendly rivalry.
friendly rivalry.
Right. Friendly.
It's very friendly.
Yes. Friendly.
Joining your table are two other figures. One of them is another 8-foot fuzzy type creature.
We're all very tall.
Yeah, you guys are all real big. Good thing there's no notes
Very
for this
tall,
party.
yeah.
That would be okay. So
There's the short one now.
you are wow. Sebastian, why don't you introduce Toro?
So Toro is an 8-foot tall lilac furbolg with like dark purple hair. It's long. It's like a big long braid that goes all the way down his back. He's wearing all like thick furs and leathers. He's got a short sword on one hip and a bow and some arrows on his back. He is inspecting each newcomer as they come into the tavern. He has not exchanged much more than names with the other people sitting at the table. He looks a little bit uncomfortable being around so many people.
That's fair. All right. And next to this large, slightly uncomfortable furbolg, we have what looks to be a warlock or a spellcaster of some sort. Jack, would you like to introduce your character?
Sure. My name is Thyra, Heria's daughter. I am a human warlock. I am, in fact, a warlock of the Raven Queen, a shadowy figure who lives in a realm called Shadowfell in the other planes, who is something of, I'm best described her as maybe like a demigoddess of death and the balance between life and death. So as a result, I have these two ravens that are hopping about my shoulder and sort of squawking at each other and like stealing little pieces of food. And I'll sort of like periodically reach up and just sort of like, pat them on my shoulder and sort of like make little noises and squawk at them. We seem to be holding like a whole conversation.
That is awesome. Now, I will tell you this, your patron where you get your magic from, something about worshiping and working with this sort of almost deity-like figure has led you this far north to Icewind Dale. You've lived here for quite a while now, so you know the area. But you feel like her presence is near, if that makes sense.
Okay, yeah.
And 1, 2, 3, 4. Do I have everybody up? You guys are going to start the adventure with a couple of bonus items. Wow. So I'm going to be throwing these into your sheets. Actually, can you do me? Let's try this. Let me see if you guys have access to it. Can you press the I of your toolbar, the compendium? Mm-hmm. And then can you type? This is just for the 4 new people. Can you type in cold weather and see if anything comes up?
Where is this, Chris? Where are we
No
typing?
results found.
All right,
Of cold.
I'll have to do it. No, I'll have to do it to you. I'll have to do it to you naturally. I'll have to do it to you manually. So I'm going to be throwing some items into your pouch. You guys all get a set of cold winter clothing that you should see come on your sheet in just a minute. This allows you to travel through the Arctic tundra without having to worry about exhaustion. Is there anyone else I missed? Check it, and if it's not on there, I'll give it to you.
Yeah, I see it down there.
All right, this would just be for the 4 new people. If you don't see it, let me know, and I'll be happy to throw it on there for you. I think I missed you, Myrnix, so I got it right now. There it is.
Hey, there it is.
Also, this one is in the compendium. If you go to the I and type in healing potion, each of the new people also gets a a greater healing potion, 1 greater healing potion.
Oh, hell yeah.
You might have to. It might just be one type of potion that you have to throw in there and manually change the die roll, but they work the same.
I don't see it in there. But
Yeah,
I
it's
can
not
add
popping
it
up.
for your healing.
Really?
It's okay. I know how to
here
add
it
greater.
is.
I see potion of healing.
Yes, that's the one. Yeah, potion of healing.
I'm right here, baby. What's up?
And you might just have to go, because that's probably a basic one, you might have to go in and just edit it to a 2d4 plus 4 instead of a 2d8.
Okay, gotcha.
All right. So, you guys have that. We're all good? So, the doors of the tavern open up, bringing in cold and snow blowing in, and the patrons of the bar look towards the door, seeing this large pink furball, looks to be a tiefling, a teal-colored tiefling, and a woman with sort of like an almost iridescent shine to her from her celestial powers. And they look to you, and when you hear one grumble, say, "Close the door."
Okay.
So Nahtel, you push the door shut. It has resistance from the wind behind it. As you close it, you start scanning the tavern until your eyes fall upon the 4 individuals that we just introduced, and you recognize them only from the description from your cousin's letter.
Oh, Valtraya. I accidentally keep calling you on the wheel. I'm sorry, Annalisa. I think those are the companions that we're supposed to meet. Valtraya. That's a Furbolg. That's another one.
It's another one. That's fantastic.
When Toro looks over and sees the giant pink Furbolg, his frown gets more pronounced.
I just smile and I'm like, hi. I'm very excited.
All right. So these characters come and sit down. Button, what do you make of these 3 individuals that you've never met before, but you knew you were supposed to meet with some other people?
I sort of take note of them. They are more tall. One's another tall one, and the other 2 are blue, and another one's just another human-looking thing. Just taking stock.
All right, so sizing them up, seeing either if they will be a help or a hindrance.
I do definitely see that they look like they're going to catch the death out there.
They're wearing like the light parkas to Antarctica. You know, like they're wearing clothing, but it's like
they're wearing the ski gear they bought at the beach resort, and then they took it to the ski resort.
That's exactly it.
Yeah, it's not right. Yeah.
So, and then Toro, what do you have this scowl on your face seeing this other Furbolg? What's going through your mind right now?
I think Toro's first initial thought is that this is going to cause trouble, and I think seeing the happy demeanor, like the big smile, he's like, "Oh, this is going to cause big trouble."
But he
looks them all up and down and comes to the same conclusion unknowingly as Button, that these people are very new to the area and did not do their research.
Fair enough.
Do I have a hot stew or anything?
Yeah, most of the food, you come to this. This is one of the larger towns in this area. To Valtraya and Nahtel and Anirissa, this seems like a hovel. It seems like a tiny run. You've passed 3 bigger towns on the way here today. So in your mind, you're like, oh, this must be some small stop in the road. Maybe Tavis wanted us to meet in a place that was more obscure, more off the grid. Little do you know, this is the metropolis of this area. They have a really cool sigil. So this is the sign of Bryn Shander. So pretty cool. Quite a fan.
That's cool.
So as you guys are discussing with yourselves, I'm going to be whispering things that you know about the area to certain people. So feel free to bring those up in conversation. Myrnix, what do you think of these people as they're joining up?
Oh, they look just as miserably cold as me. So, like, I'm like, come here, and I'm like trying to like breathe like some hot air to like warm them up.
I imagine like a red dragonborn like doing this, but like breathing like into their hands, like smoke's coming out.
Exactly.
So you guys come and sit down at the table. Why don't we go around starting with Nahtel? Why don't you say hi to the new, apparently your new companions?
Well, hi guys. My name is Nahtel. My uncle sent us here. Tavis, I believe he sent you a letter too.
Yes.
Yes?
Yeah.
Yes, we got a letter from him.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's very nice to meet you all. I can't exactly say I'm excited to go further north than this, but I'm excited to meet you guys.
It's nice to meet you too.
You'll get used to the cold eventually. It takes a while, but
Okay. I think I need new clothes.
yeah.
You definitely need new clothes.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Oh, maybe you can show me where to get some that maybe come in my size, like looking specifically at Toro.
It's not a big town. You can find it.
Oh, that's so good.
Okay, somebody's a little grumpy, but all right. Little bit of a pout fish over here, Valtraya.
Speaking of which, you do notice a large-headed fish
Any laughter
mounted on
from me
a
is not
plaque.
in character.
So that was so good. You do notice on the mounted plaque is a fish with a very bulbous head over the hearth. So that just sees your mind as you say that. You continue, guys.
I'm not a food made Betty character this time.
Oh, have we ordered food yet? Have you guys eaten dinner yet?
They're in the midst of eating, it seems like.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's with basic stew. Would you like some?
A stew sounds very nice. I was hoping to get a chicken sandwich, but I haven't seen our waitress yet.
I haven't seen a chicken in years, so.
I'm sorry, what was that?
What's the bartender's name? Too many people are talking. Sorry.
Go ahead and Thyra just said that she hasn't seen a chicken in years.
Excuse me, what?
Welcome to the north.
It's not really the weather for chickens. There's a lot of deer, reindeer, moose, elk.
So
If we're lucky enough to find that.
The proprietor of the inn's name is Scramsax, and he is a human. He used to be an adventurer like you until he took an arrow in the knee. But he works behind the bar, and there's no one to come to your table and serve. You go to the bar and order your stuff, and you pick it up.
Oh. Okay, I'll get up and I'll go inquire about sandwiches.
No. You all discuss. I stand up and I do that thing where like I'm very obviously making as much noise with my chair as possible, and I just stand up and I walk to the bar. And
Toro winces at the noise you're making.
I order 3 more stews and just whatever crappy ale they have.
Okay. So more of this sort of like gruel-like sludge that some of the characters are eating. That it doesn't taste good, but you eat it quickly and it warms your chest. Come to the table. They're steaming. They're almost burnt at that point, but yeah, they this soup is dry. But yeah, so this stew does come to your table, and unlike the delicious food from the Yawning Portal, this is exceptionally. Hey, Archipore 8, how's it going? This is exceptionally bland. It seems like the only spice they have is salt, and they use it too much. So it's just this. Yeah.
It'll put hair on your chest.
I just look at Valtraya and give her a very sad face.
A single tear rolls down Nahtel's face.
Yeah, Valtraya continues to eat it, not to be rude, but if you pay attention, it's definitely like a grimace.
It's purple. It has big googly eyes. No,
The
sorry.
stew?
No, the grimace. Sorry, the grimace. All right, I'm whispering something to Jack, so you go ahead and continue to introduce yourselves to each other, and then we'll. And then Jack, when you get a moment, you should have received something from me.
Yeah.
So feel free to. You can throw that in there because these noobs have no idea what's going on.
So I'm not entirely sure. Maybe you all know exactly what it is that you've wandered into, but Bryn Shander is actually, well, I guess you think of it as a backwater, but here, this is big beans. I mean, we're lucky to have a wall here for one thing. And every year, afternoon before the new moon, the Bryn Shander, one of the other towns, East Haven and Targos, they all hold lotteries. And the person who wins is drawn and sacrificed at nightfall. They are stripped bare, all the clothes are taken from them, and they're either tied to a post or they're sent into the tundra to die. This is not a place that cottons to the weak, is what I'm trying to say.
I lean over to Nahtel and I'm like, what the fuck has your cousin gotten us into?
I have no idea. Wait, what? You guys, what?
Not as bad
I'm
as it
trying to hold
sounds.
back my shock and not be rude about their local customs, but
She just sort of takes
Did you just say you
another swig of her ale and she's like, well, sometimes they say that the drawings are rigged, but what do you do? It's like,
Sometimes out there you come across a crystal that's stronger than any steel that I've ever had in my hand, and it'll drive you mad. If the cold doesn't first.
and it usually does.
Lots of clansmen. Oh, not clansmen.
Tribesmen.
Not clansmen. Not
Not that one.
Lots of my tribe have been driven quite wild.
I have seen a horse driven so crazy by the cold here that it stuck its snout into a fire trying to drink it as if it were water.
well, I can see why you guys stay. Sounds lovely. Very glad to be here.
I should have mentioned this before, but when you started getting past the spine of the world, your horses were not able to deal with the cold, and they had to be left at a town south of where you are, and you did the rest on foot. Thyra, in your homeland, or not homeland, sorry, in your town of Bremen, they don't sacrifice humanoids, but every town sacrifices something. Your town sacrifices warmth, so for one night of each month, all fires and light sources are extinguished for the night.
Oh,
It builds character.
Yeah. Different
Okay.
towns have different sacrifices.
that sounds a
I
lot
didn't want to be
better
here in
than-
the first place. I was trying to go south.
Yeah.
Did you get to the spine of the world? And
You didn't turn back.
I got a little lost.
Well, everything kind of looks the same up here. It's white and sad.
Thank you.
So
They
that's not very
understand.
surprising.
But it's the property values that keep us here. The schools are great, and
The food, obviously, yes.
the food, it's divine.
So some of the other people there, it looks like they finished up their meal and downed a few tankards of porter and are going out to do their work, even though for some of you that are just arriving, as exhausted you are and how dark it is outside, it seems strange that for some the day is just starting.
Oh, we lost Seb.
Oh, we lost Seb. All right, so hey guys, we're going to take a quick
He was
little break
frozen for a
and
bit.
we will be back in just a second. And we're back! Sorry about that. Someone was boiling water in their microwave for afternoon tea. We're going to go ahead and continue with our campaign. So if you're just joining us, the characters have met each other in the North Look in a town called Bryn Shander in Icewind Dale. And they've learned from Thyra that the town has a monthly lottery where they sacrifice someone. These sacrifices aren't like burning at the stake. The person is stripped bare and sent into the wilderness to fend for themselves. And none have returned. So, on that happy note, you guys are just talking to each other. You realize that you were meant to meant to meet with Tavis, but he's nowhere to be seen.
Oh.
Classic Tavis.
You guys haven't seen my cousin yet?
No.
Oh.
Wow, no.
Okay. That's a little worrying.
Something
He's probably eaten.
Did you say he probably got eaten?
I'm sorry, he's probably fine.
Button! We've talked about this.
Maybe he's being held on top of a tower by an evil wizard named Saruman.
You come across many wizards then?
I suppose that's possible.
So, Kenzie, you should receive something in the chat.
Sure.
The Roll20 chat.
Oh,
Sorry, everybody. We have 3,000 chats up right now, so.
Nahtel, when exactly did he say he was supposed to meet us?
I mean, today.
Well, he's coming from East Haven. So he might just be running a little bit late. I mean, it's cold and not traffic, but travel's pretty rough around here. So
I suppose so.
yeah, it'll be fine.
So, East Haven is further east of where you currently are. It's a decent travel from there. So the fact that he's late, Nahtel, you and Valtraya and Anirissa are a little... Your first instinct is to worry, because in Waterdeep, everyone just walks across the hall to their next place. But here, it doesn't surprise the other adventurers that Tavis would be running late.
I barely got here on time. So,
I'm always very punctual. So
it's not a competition, Button.
I was a day early.
I wasn't competing.
Don't you all live here?
Yes.
No.
So that's how we got here.
That timing was so good.
How do you tell time here if there is no sun?
Tell it what?
How do you
Candles.
know what day it is?
Candles. You burn candles, and they have like hours in them.
Little
And
notches
candle
in
lasts it lasts a certain amount of time, and that's how you know what the hour is.
That's clever.
Very.
I usually just go until it's time to sleep, and then I wake up and do that again.
And that's why you're always tired and you mess up in battle.
Oh,
I've never messed up in battle.
Where's your eye?
well, I mean, where's your eye go?
That's not a tale for lunchtime.
Last
Okay.
equation button.
We'll
is
ask again at
absolute
dinner.
Chad. That's so good. All right. So Seb, you might also receive something from me in the Roll20 chat.
I saw it.
Okay.
What do you want me to do about it?
See, that's great. That's great.
So, Toro, you're not from here. Where are you from?
My name is Toro of Exile. I'm not from anywhere.
Oh,
Where are you from?
I'm from Hartsvale. I grew up with Tavis.
I see.
I just kind of shut up because it's not normal for furbolgs to be exiled.
It's not.
And I don't really know how to respond to that.
No!
It is very strange for a furbolg not to have a family.
Toro's been exiled. We're all cold. Today sucks.
I'm okay, actually. The weather isn't bothering me.
I
As you
came
say
prepared.
As you say that, you notice that Nahtel is still shivering, like her whole body is vibrating with frost.
Here, tell you what. I
gonna
got
make
something
more-
for that, and she'll like bend down
more
and take
hot.
something out of her pack, and she pulls out this this like little vial of some sort of like dark liquid, and passes it to you, and she's like, "Yep, you pop the cork off that." It's a little brew I made myself, actually.
So I pop it and I drink it because I trust this person implicitly, apparently. If I'm
If you can't trust the crazy bird lady, who can you trust?
what happens to me?
Here,
Are you telling me Nahtel doesn't trust everyone and believe that everyone is inherently good?
Oh no, she totally does. She still thinks this one like shines out of your ass, even though you've been very mean to her.
Chris, you placed 2 sets of clothing in my pouch. Is that so I can give one away?
No, that was an accident. Unless you want to say you got it.
I can say that.
Tira, sorry.
How much are they?
They're 10 gold pieces.
Yeah, I can give it. That'll be my starting gold.
You didn't pay for those. That's free for you.
No, I know the one, but you put a second one in my pouch. I'm saying I'll pay for that.
Oh, okay, sure. Go ahead.
I said my background gold was 10, so
That works.
That's it,
That
yeah.
works. So it's extra pelts off of your person, basically.
Yeah, just sort of like take a few off, and I'm like, you're definitely too cold. You're gonna need thicker hide.
Oh, thank you so much, Button. That is so sweet. I put it on. It's a little too small, but it works.
We can have a tailor let it out or something. It's okay. Or I can kill you some more deer.
Oh, okay.
Thyra, can you describe the beverage that Nahtel just ingested?
Yeah, so what Nahtel just ingested was a little brew that I actually like to call ice cap ale. So we take fruit and then we basically freeze distill it about a dozen times. So freezing and removal of ice happens to increase the potency of the brew. When ingested, the ale causes your muscles to tense up tightly, and you gain advantage on all constitution and strength saving throws for 10 minutes. Also gain a number of temporary hit points, in this case 2. After 10 minutes, your body is exhausted, but you gain 1 level of exhaustion, but it'll certainly warm you up.
Well, thank you, Tara. That's very sweet.
2 levels of exhaustion.
Yeah, he just made
I'm
you.
going to be very tired.
It's going to hit you hard.
Okay,
You're going to want to
I
sleep
feel
this
amazing
one off.
right now.
But right now, you feel fantastic.
Yeah,
That's a 10 minutes from now problem.
Yes.
that is 10 minute Nahtel's problem.
Alrighty. So, oh no, why is it showing the wrong? Oh, it's showing the Thakrith. Hold on. So, why don't you all discuss, those of you who are new, why, if you know, you may not remember, why Tavis instructed you to meet here. Valtraya, Anirissa, and Nahtel know that it's something to do with Heart's Veil. But the rest of you are probably here for different reasons. If you want to discuss that, just while I fix something really quick.
He usually just asks me to kill something, and I do.
He's usually trying to hire me to kill something, and then Button tries to take all the
Are you guys a team? Do you work together?
No.
Oh, no?
We're
Oh,
not
I
a
thought
team,
that
no.
because you had missing,
Yeah, that's people keep confusing us for each other. Yes, we get a job and they're like, we wanted the big guy with the left eye missing, and one of us would show up, but they meant the other one. Yeah,
I see.
it's led to a lot of
A lot of fun,
confusion.
right, Button? A lot of cold fun.
I haven't. I wouldn't call it fun. No.
He's just whatever.
Oh, I'm going literal with him, and I like this. I'm excited. I didn't know that I was going to do that.
Tira, what do you? How do you know Tavis? How do you do work for him?
So Tavis actually did a favor for my mother. Harriet, she lives back in Bremen, and he actually did a favor for her. So I actually have a rare brew that I have been working on for him, and I'm here to actually give it to him. He's been very kind to my family for years, actually.
He's a wonderful person.
He really is.
The time goes by as you order another round of drinks, starting to feel a little warmer. We're going to say that ale, since it's your first experience with it, Nahtel, lasts a little longer than 10 minutes. I'll let you know the opportune time when it hits you.
Okay.
So you down a few more ales. I guess the alcohol just sort of prevents it. If you continuously stay drunk, it'll just wait for the drop-off point.
I'm very good at that.
There's no
can do
sign of
that.
yeah, we all know
I've
that.
had a lot of practice.
There's no sign of Tavis. As of yet, you're starting to get a little worried. All of a sudden, a bundled up figure comes to you. It says, "Well met. You lot seem like you're looking for work or trouble. You wouldn't mind standing around in the cold otherwise." And you look and you see it's this sort of mousy-looking woman. She appears human. She has small spectacles kind of on the bridge of her nose, and she looks like she's in her like early 20s.
Who is that?
I don't know. I don't recognize her.
I don't know either.
What's your name?
Oh, I'm sorry. How rude of me. My name is Danica Gracesteel, and I'm a scholar learning about elementals.
Okay.
How nice for you. Toro, well met.
Well, I'll tell you. I am. Do you mind if I join you? I may have a job for you.
We're kind of. There's only the one chair, and we're waiting on someone.
Oh, fair enough. No problem. And she goes and sits at a table adjacent to you, but continues to talk. And she
Toro
says,
looks very annoyed.
so I have here, and she holds up this lantern, and instead of like an orangish type glow, it has this sort of blue flame emanating from it. And she says, I've been hunting Chawingas, and I've tracked them to this town. This lantern has shown me where it was, where they're probably around here somewhere, but I'll admit, one, I'm very tired after my travels, and two, I'm honestly a little afraid of this place. I'm new to Icewind Dale Sea, and it's a lot rougher than it is back home.
Oh, where is home?
I come from Waterdeep. No, not Waterdeep.
Oh.
Neverwinter. Neverwinter? I wish I had enough money to live in Waterdeep. No, Neverwinter. This
Here
is
it's
the
always
opposite of
winter.
Neverwinter.
That's
It's always winter. Sorry, continue.
We're friends with some. Wait, is that the same person? Renair.
Renair's father is the Lord of Winter, Neverwinter. Blech.
Okay. We're actually friends with the son of the Lord from Neverwinter, Renair.
Oh, the son. I heard he's quite
Yes.
the playboy, that one.
He's very handsome and very flirtatious. Yes.
That's very, very true.
So a small blush creeps upon her cheeks. Oh, sorry. I'm actually on a mission for my masters. I'm training to be a great sage. And if this research would really help me out, I am prepared to offer you all of my savings. And she puts a pouch on the table, looking around, hoping no one will take it. You know, like it's her most prized possession. She says, 25 gold pieces.
I giggle to myself. I'm like, oh, well, we would love to help you.
Button, this is a small amount of cash, but not as small as it is to Valtraya and Nahtel, who, to them, this is tiddlywinks. To you, this is about a month's worth of food and lodging.
I bet I would have had 10,000 gold if I had just stayed somewhere else.
One of the other 9 lives, perhaps.
Perhaps. I think in a past life, yes, I was a small creature with lots of money.
So,
How odd! I had a dream about that once.
Like a stream of conscious, like it streamed to you, directly to you.
oh man. By the way, you guys do have one floating punspiration, of course. By the way, so yes, that is.
Of course.
But remember, we discussed this. It's one at a time. You can't
That's fair.
bank 30
Yes, one for each of us at a time.
One per
Yes.
person at a time.
Got you.
I think I'm going to put a craft point thing where people can spend a certain number of craft points to gain you an inspiration. We'll see how that goes.
Oh, shit.
What?
Not,
Yes.
No,
it.
not today, because I have to do it from another screen, which I don't have, so later on. Wouldn't that be fun?
You heard him, chat. Start spamming whatever you got to
Start
say.
spanking.
Hold
I don't
on.
understand.
I have a lot of points.
So
Can I
viewers,
get
why?
if you are a viewer and you continuously watch Table Hops, we stream Wednesday through Friday. Any of our shows, just by watching, you earn these things called pint points, and they can be spent on our channel to do various things. One of them makes me dance. I turn that off. But we're thinking of adding one where you can gain the party inspiration just for watching. It could.
I have
be the
22,000
difference between-
points.
Yeah, Emerald Delta just put in a stretch. Like this. All right, great. Anyway, all right, everyone stretch. All right. So anyway, with that, she says, yeah, this lantern will grow brighter the closer you are to the elementals. If you can bring me back a specimen unhurt, I'll be most appreciative.
That sounds like fun.
If you don't mind, I think I'm going to get a
while we're
room
waiting for
here.
Tavis.
I'm going to get a room here. You can just come find me when the work is finished. Yes.
Should we agree to it already?
How
Nahtel
exactly
did.
are we supposed to capture one of these things?
Yeah,
Out of
do you have
curiosity?
something we can contain it in?
They are quite quick, so I'm hoping the 7 of you may be able to possibly be quick enough than just the one of me.
So you don't have a way to transport it, or
Well, if
Sounds
you
like a
if you
terrible
are
plan.
polite to it, it should just honestly come with you. If they're scared, they will run away.
Not a lot of things up here are just sort of nice when you're nice to them.
Oh,
is true.
but I mean, I've talked to elementals before. Some of them are very lovely.
Well, all right.
So, Anirissa says, you all go. Be careful. I'll wait here in case Tavis arrives.
Okay.
How did she know we were waiting for Tavis?
No, he just kept the voice. He said to Anirissa.
Oh, sorry. Anirissa, I only have 4 voices, guys.
Yeah.
All right, so with that, what would you like to do?
What time of day is it?
Hard to tell, but we're gonna guess. Toro, you're used to this area. We're gonna say it's ending up around. It's around like 5.
Okay.
Okay. He turns to Danica. He turns to Danica and is like, "Do you have any idea where they can be found? What sorts of times are they active? Or you said you studied them, yes?"
Well, actually, I'm looking for a live specimen so I can study them. My sources tell me that they are rather small and they're slightly mischievous. Look for signs of strangeness, and that will probably lead you right there. But as the more she's describing these elementals,
Valtraya and I have a lot of experience with that.
the more you're sort of thinking. She's painting a picture, and eventually you realize that these chewingas, as she calls them, you've actually seen them before, and they are a pain in the ass.
Oh, yes. I think I know what you're talking about.
They don't look like it.
They will often hurt your posterior.
Yeah. They're kind of like squirrels in a way. They don't look like that at all, but they are pesty, is a good way to put it.
Are they humanoid?
You honestly don't know. You could ask.
Are they humanoid shaped?
Are they humanoid shaped?
Are they? What you're asking me is if they're... she says, yes, they are. They do have arms and legs and a head. The only thing is that they're very tiny. They're no more than a couple inches tall.
And why do you want one?
For study. They do have
And we're
strong
supposed to-
magical powers.
Find one? If they're this big?
I believe you knew. You can do this. It'll be a lot easier with all 6 of you doing it than
I'm
just
gonna
me.
step on it.
Do you often just sort of ask strangers to do your work for you when you walk into bars?
Yes, I am one of what you would call the bourgeoisie, who gets other people to do their work.
Keep the rich.
I eat Danica. That's great. So, although it does seem a meager price, some of you are thinking, well, I got nothing better to do while we're waiting for Tavis, and, at least we'll get to look around the town.
Toro turns to Anirissa and is like, yes, you small child, you can be trusted to wait for Tavis, yes?
I'm not as small as you might think. Yes, I'll wait here.
All right, then.
I go ask the bartender if he has the Icewind Dale version of a mason jar.
Rockery.
He says, what you been eating a jar for? This is not a to-go service.
I'll bring back.
Look, stop
Or I'll pay for
bothering him. I have one. Don't worry about it.
it. Fine, never mind.
And he goes back to polishing the one glass with the rag. And
Thanks, your gruel today was exceptional, divine.
thank you. It's actually the same gruel from yesterday. I just added more of that salt I'm so fond of.
I could tell.
It definitely improved the taste, yes.
Mhm,
I
there
find
was
the longer it
definitely
sits and ferments, the better it tastes.
that bitterness
Warmer
really
as
gives
well.
it the edge.
So with that,
Toro turns to Nahtel and is like, what did you think of it?
It was lovely. Thank you very much. Yes.
so
Lots of salt.
you exit the town, and although it's small, the people still nod in your direction as you move through. They're bundled up with their scarves around their face against the cold. You do see what looks to be a small shop, it looks like, with the name Black Iron Blades written above. It looks like the only general store, basically, in the area. Who's carrying the lantern, and is there anything you guys would like to do?
I asked them, these new people on their travels, on your way up here, did you happen to run into a human woman? Black hair, skin as white as the snow around us?
I don't know. Did I?
You did not.
We did. No, I'm sorry. No, we didn't. Who is she?
It's just someone I'm looking for.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
Tell me more about her.
She's she's been gone a while, and I need to find her.
Okay.
Let's to talk about it.
Oh, gotcha.
I've asked before.
Okay.
It's not. There's nothing wrong. There's no need to get into the details.
He doesn't like emotions.
I could not tell. At all.
You also can't tell when he
He's
winks.
like a very expressive cat man.
This is what I have to deal with all the time. Now you understand.
You don't have to. You are welcome to leave me. I don't.
So
I
you
don't
can
make
take
you
all
stay
of
here.
my jobs?
Thought you didn't
Why
like
don't
it
you
here.
guys just work together?
One of us is from here. One of us is not. You are the one that came in here and started taking my work. You could leave at any time.
I don't know how. I can't.
It's literally that way. Just walk that way.
You can purchase maps and the compass.
I kind of look at Thyra and I'm like, why don't they just work together?
Cats are not always maybe known for their social tendencies.
Oh, true.
So, Nahtel,
You guys
as
ever seen a
pass-
cat with a lizard? It's
it usually doesn't end well.
That one picture of the cat that has the lizard just hanging off its bottom lip.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
not that.
That's going to happen in this campaign. So, Nahtel, as you pass by the shop, your mind goes back to Anirissa, and you realize that although you are now wearing these pelts that are keeping you warm, Anirissa's clothing are obviously not going to cut it here. It seems that Valtraya's magic is protecting her, but Anirissa does not have.
Not all of us are fancy dancy sorcerers and have their magic to keep them warm.
That's what they do.
So I'll stop by the shop if you guys don't mind. I need to get Anirissa some clothes so she does not freeze to death.
fair.
Yes, all right.
All right, so you pull into the shop. There is a dwarf in there. He says, he sees Toro. He's like, Toro, it's good to see you again. Can I get you, you need any new blades or anything?
No, I'm good for now. Do I know what's his name?
His name is Garn. Garn the Hammer.
Garn. No, I'm all right today, Garn. We're here. There are some new travelers to Brynshender, and they need supplies.
So he's, of course, well, we have warm clothes. We have the snowshoes. We have other cold winter gear. You have warm boots.
Sorry, frozen reference.
So, yeah, if you would like to purchase some cold weather gear, it's 10 gold pieces.
Okay.
All right. If you're planning on traveling anywhere, you should probably also pick up some snowshoes. The rest of them will tell you that if you don't have them and you get stuck in the snow, that's going to, oh my god. Scottish accent. No, I can't do a Scottish accent. Jack can do a
You're a
Scottish accent.
whole
Buddy.
I believe in you, Chris. I believe in you. Put on the wig of Scottish accent
Scottish
+1.
compass rose.
Chris,
There we
it does not
go.
specify you have to do a good Scottish accent.
That's
Oh,
true.
that's right.
Garn of the Black Iron. Garn of the Black Iron
Wait, hold on, I
Blades.
gotta hang on, let's set a timer.
You
Hold
better
on.
do your shopping quick, because this accent's not gonna last. That's just a fucking pirate.
Here we go. One minute.
Everyone in Scotland is a pirate. So moving on. It'll be.
Does Skarn have a chain shirt I could purchase?
Skarn, what are you looking for?
Oh, chain shirt.
Yeah, I could get a chain shirt for you, no problem. I didn't think you tribesmen really wore the metal armor, but if you like,
I'm feeling a bit vulnerable.
Oh, I see. Well, yes,
I'm not that vulnerable.
Yes, you do find he does have some chain armor that he will sell you for PHB prices.
Okay, yeah, that should be 50 for a chain shirt.
I believe you're correct. I'm pulling it up right now, and
I just need another one on my AC. It's
50.
10.
You're right. It is 50. 50. 13 plus Dex modifier, maximum 2.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, everyone in Scotland is a pirate. All right. Anything else you may be needing?
Oh, all right, you're done, Chris. You're good.
Yes. Would you like anything else as the dwarf?
No, I think we're all good.
All right.
Yes,
well, here's your clothes, your boots, and your motorcycle. If you'd like some snowshoes.
Does the cold weather gear that you gave us earlier include the snowshoes?
The snowshoes are separate. You don't need them if you don't. They are very good for traveling from place to place. But as long as you're on the roads, those red indicated dashed lines, then you can usually walk on foot safely-ish.
Oh, does he have any health potions?
I may have 2 health potions here. They're 50 gold pieces.
That's fine. I'll
Cheers,
take one.
MP3 Chaos, for the hydrate. Yes, he has 2 healing potions, regular healing potions, so if you'd like to purchase them, they'll be 50 each.
I'll get one.
All right, very good. Looking to Toro, he says, you got rich friends there. Make sure you bring them back often.
Oh.
They're not friends, associates, I suppose.
I do the biggest eye roll at Toro, like, for now.
He's not paying attention to you.
That's fine. But I walk over to Button and I say, thank you very much for the clothes. That was very sweet of you. And I give him the health potion.
Oh, I thank you for this. I'll save it in case it's needed.
All right. Well,
People
if there's
around me
nothing
have
else...
a tendency to catch on fire, so you might need it.
What?
I said people around me have a tendency to catch on fire, so you might need it.
Oh.
Sort of takes a step off to the side a little bit, kind of like cocks her head at you a little bit.
Breathe a little bit of like fire into my hands and like.
It can be.
I just kind of reach up and like
but
kind of scratch my half melted off ear, just a little.
the weather is, of course, it's biting out here, but you definitely shouldn't light people on fire for warmth. It's not a good plan.
Oh, I wasn't the one doing the lighting on fire, but I'll keep that in mind. Thank you.
Of course.
I was being lighted on fire.
Oh goodness, I'm sorry to hear that. You look great for
dinner time story.
Dinner time story. Sure, I understand.
I just pat Nahtel on her shoulder, actually arm.
Her elbow.
I'm like, too soon. Too soon.
Too soon. Who has the
I don't know how to process my emotions very well yet. It didn't happen all that long ago.
Who is carrying the lantern, everybody?
Oh, snap.
Kugad, thanks for following. Say that again. I'm sorry, Toro. Was it you?
Yeah, let's say Toro is.
All right, I'm going to show this to everybody, but you can plop this in your inventory. Here it is. So this is a lantern of tracking. It is already set to elementals. It cannot be changed.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
And I just drag it. How do I drag it into my...
I can put it into your Shimmeladop bop.
I would appreciate that. I would prefer if you put it in my character sheet, though.
Oh, I can't do that.
Wait. Also, Seb, there's a new way to get me to drink water. Apparently, there's a hydrate thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I saw that. I'll just spam that real quick.
All right, let me get open your PC here. We got Toro, and I'm throwing in the lantern of tracking.
Oh, damn.
You should see it now. Did you get it? Should be at the bottom there.
Yes.
Awesome,
One lantern.
great. So you have this lantern, and what would you guys like to do? Are you finished shopping? You're going to search for these things?
Yeah. Is everyone done?
Yes.
Oh yes, I'm ready.
Alright. We should head out then before it gets much darker.
Isn't it already very, very dark outside?
It will get darker.
It's high noon.
I lean down and I tap my tear. I'm like, Valtraya, I'm blind.
So you start heading out into the snow towards the different huts, and as you start moving towards the western edge of the town, the lantern begins to grow brighter. Glow brighter. Damn it.
Blow brighter.
Blow brighter.
Any relation to Flynn Rider?
Saber Rider.
Oh god. Oh no.
It's for you, Kenzie. Toro heads in the direction, like he follows. He's like moving it like in front of himself, sort of slowly, trying to judge like what direction would be best to go in. He does not look back to make sure that people are following him. He's just walking.
Toro's heading off. What are the rest of you doing?
We said we were done. It's time to go.
All right, sounds good to me.
We're following him.
So as you trek through the snow, following this blue-colored lantern that is illuminating the town, very few people are outdoors, and if they are, they're completely bundled up and they're moving from one shelter to another for whatever their day-to-day is. They don't stay in the streets for long. Eventually, this leads you to another snow-covered cottage, but there's a woman outside of it, stomping her feet and trying to stay warm, standing outside of the cottage. The door is ajar, so she's not, like, locked out.
Is that sort of the direction that the lantern is leading us?
It seems to be. It's a little hard to tell because it has a 300-foot, like, activation ring. So, basically, there is one of these things 300 feet in your vicinity.
I see. Okay.
Ma'am, why are you outside?
Startled by Button's greeting, she turns and she starts yelling, and she says, "Watch out for the curse the wind brings!" As the wind starts to pick up around her in a dynamic way. She says, "Evil trickster spirits have been opening my windows, sending horrible chills through my home and knocking over my cups and plates. Some of my cutlery is even
windows?
What's that?
Have you tried locking the windows?
Of course I've tried locking the windows. That doesn't seem to help. The evil spirits are moving my teacups and plates, and some of my cutlery has even gone missing. Please, can you help me?"
We're already on 2 jobs. I don't know if a third is...
I think
this
that's
is the job.
Oh.
See, this is why I'm better at this. Ma'am, we'll help you.
So she looks way up at the Dragonborn and says, "Yes, please come in from the cold."
I really appreciate that. Thank you. I'm like run in the house.
Yeah, it's cold as balls. So you're in there. As soon as this happens, you enter the woman's house. Nahtel, the alcohol effects have ended. You need to roll a Constitution check to see if you're going to receive this. Normally,
is it a check or a save?
It's a save. Normally, you would just automatically get it, but I'm just going to see if your other one is worn off at this time.
Okay.
Nope. You have 2 levels of exhaustion.
What does that do exactly?
So,
I'm not sure what that does.
Level 1 is disadvantage on skill checks. Level 2 is half of your movement speed.
I don't know.
Oh, I'm a slow furball. Okay.
And if you get 4, I think you die.
6 is death.
6 is death. Sorry. Yeah, you're right.
I think 4 is a disadvantage on attack rolls.
3 is disadvantage on attack rolls and saving throws.
4 is hit points, max tab.
Resting. Long
5
resting.
speed reduced to 0, and 6 is death.
Yeah. That's
Can
it.
Can I lesser restoration myself?
You use that charm. Oh, yeah, as a spell, yes, you can. I believe it.
Yeah,
does
I have it now.
I think it does get rid of 1 level
Okay.
per casting. I believe. I could be wrong.
Find out. We could check the compendium.
I know you've let Kimmer use it to heal Gus and Bo of
Yes.
hours.
Yeah, but that's chalice
It's
and
blinded,
chains.
deafened, paralyzed, or poisoned.
No, it's not rest. It's not that then. Unfortunately, no. You'll have to wait till you get a rest.
Weird. Okay. I feel like I definitely used it for exhaustion.
More
I'm
than
gonna
likely.
look it up and make sure it's not
I
just
don't know.
the small version in the.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Yeah, there is
the
the
entire-
greater, which might do more, but in regardless to this, you're just
Yeah.
friggin' exhausted. You just need to rest. But in the meantime, it's not that dangerous yet. Luckily, with the pelts you got from Button, you shouldn't have to worry about this anymore tonight.
Oh, good.
Yeah, just
okay.
lay off the booze. So, this woman leads into the house. You do see that her plates and cups and cutlery are kind of spread all over the floor. The windows are open. She runs over and just shuts it. She says, "Look, this opened again."
Can I go ahead and just do a perception check? And just
Actually,
see what we can see around us?
You can, everybody's looking around, so you can either roll perception at advantage, or you can have someone. No, so in this campaign, it's only rolling. We're playing rules as written, pretty much. So you can roll at advantage. Thyra.
Okay.
Oh,
Hey.
see
It's a
everything.
nat 20.
Nice.
So 25 total.
All right, very
That's a
good.
good start to a character check.
So we've already had only a couple rolls: a crit fail and a crit success. Very little in the middle. That's how we
So you
roll.
see Tira just sort of like close her eyes and just sort of like leans her head back, and like her ravens on her shoulders, their heads start turning from side to side and start cocking there. And you realize that she's actually seeing through her raven's eyes as they're sitting on her shoulder.
Really cool.
And they start, sort of making this little.
You do that awkwardly good. That was so good.
I call back at them out of like habit, just to say hi.
So, through your raven's eye, you see this raven dart out of one of the open windows, and it circles around before landing on the snow and looking down. You notice that it's looking at small tracks. To it looks like about the size of what its tracks would be, but to you it'd be tiny. And then the raven vision swoops back into your head, and you come to. So you know outside there are some tracks.
Okay, I would let the rest of the party know this then.
Okay.
Very well.
What direction do they seem to be going?
They look like they're heading towards a thicket not too far away from the cottage.
Okay.
Toro nods to the woman whose house this belongs to and is like, "We're taking care of it," and then heads out.
All right. So Toro again out the door.
Yeah, to where the raven is standing, but he stays probably about like 10 feet back so that he
Right.
doesn't accidentally like mess up the tracks or anything.
So the raven flies back to Tira's shoulder, and you see where the tracks are that the raven located. But what would you like to do?
He turns and looks at Nahtel's. "You're very nice. I think you should probably be the one to talk to it."
Oh, okay. Thank you, Toro. Yes.
The look on his face says that wasn't a compliment, but I'm sure Nahtel is going to take it as one anyway.
Oh, no, she did. She is willfully taking it as a compliment. She knows he's still being mean, but it's fine. She'll wear him down. So I will take my sweet-ass time to go outside because I am very tired and still slightly drunk.
Trying to go through one door that isn't actually there. You're like 6 inches to the left of the door.
Yeah, just a little.
Climb out the window.
I just go, like, I just walk into the wall and then just kind of scooch. Keep going.
Yes, exactly.
So you head outside. You head to the tracks. Nahtel, I need you to roll a survival check.
Okay. I'm going to guide myself because I've been rolling like shit. Ha. Oh my god.
Oh,
Did I?
Tella's having a bad day.
Oh my god!
Aw.
A 12.
You start following the tracks. Eventually, you're not used to following prints in snow of this depth, and the wind is blowing and sort of obscures
Oh,
them.
I was about to say I'm from the north.
So yeah, it's just extra dark and extra deep. Which anyway, moving on. So,
Probably should.
with that, you lose track of the tracks.
Okay.
We know it went to the thicket, right?
You know it was heading in that general direction. You've pretty much made it to the thicket, but you don't see any signs of them. The lantern is still glowing, so you know they're not far, but the tracks are hard to maintain sight of. So, Button, you said you were going to do something? Sorry, I didn't hear you.
Yeah, this is sort of like my whole shtick, right?
Okay.
Like this is like my thing.
Yeah.
Can I get some?
You can get advantage on this roll if you're going to try and
Right.
regain the tracks.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to like pick up on the tracks. I've got. I mean, I'm a hunter from a hunting tribe, so.
Yeah.
Still have a 0 survival, but
Well, I can give you advantage.
but I can take advantage, and I will take it.
Let's see how we go. There you go.
18.
All right.
Nice.
So, eventually you realize why Nahtel might have had some trouble keeping the tracks. It's actually 3 individual sets of these tiny prints, and they kind of branch off, all heading in the same direction, but sort of staying apart. One of them has a furrow, a thin line in the snow beside them, as if they're dragging something. But they are heading, looks like a few yards ahead into the deeper brush.
I'm like, they're in there, I think.
All right. So are you leading the way there, Button?
Yeah, I'll lead the way.
Okay.
You said they're in the thicket?
You are actually at the thicket. It looks like it went deeper into not the forest, but the outlying trees around the town.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'll just follow them.
All right. As you head deeper in, I assume, Valtraya, you have something on to light the way for those who do not have dark vision?
Yeah. Nahtel has her little light
Yeah.
gun.
Oh, that
I
still
have
goes
my
on.
little-
All right, gotcha.
Yeah.
So you have this light source from that and from the lantern as you go through. You see, out of your peripheral vision Button, you see a small amount of movement behind one of the conifers. It looks like there's some small movement going on behind one of the trees.
I point. I tell them, sort of like a hand gesture, like in that area.
Okay.
Toro nods and like carefully places the lantern down on the ground. Does it sink into the snow, or is it just
Just
staying on
slightly,
top?
but it's still lit. It's not going to sink.
Okay. Toro goes, sort of breaks off a little bit from the group and starts sneaking wide of where Button indicated.
Okay. So going around the perimeter.
And like looks pointedly at Nahtel.
What?
He wants you to talk to it.
Oh.
You see, like at that, you see Toro's tail flick in like an annoyed way.
Like this. Oh, yeah, I've never met a purple with a tail.
Yeah, he makes like a
Still a little
gesture of
drunk.
shush.
Okay, so knowing these are, kind of pesky elementals, they're a little mischievous, instead of talking to them, I start singing to them. It's like a call and response song. It's a kind of a game
Okay. Yep.
to see,
I'm very familiar
if they
with
start
that.
playing. Now.
So,
Hey, man, a haircut.
2 bits. All right. So with that, you. God damn it. Welcome to the horror of Icewind Dale. Dun, 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 dun. So with
We
that,
sing songs with fairies.
Yeah, this is a bad idea.
Nahtel, I'd like you to roll a performance check. You can use your if you have a instrument you're proficient with, you can integrate that.
It's just my voice because I have
Okay.
0 charisma.
All right, go
Say
ahead.
what?
Can I assist?
Yeah, if you'd like to. Go ahead and roll advantage, Nahtel, as Valtraya takes out her viol.
Oh, thank God.
11.
I will guide myself.
All right, they
Two.
obviously see you. All right.
All right.
Oh,
All right, that's all right.
again?
I was just
At
rolling
12.
to see if they notice, which they with the 24 they do. So you, as soon as the music starts to button, you and Toro are sort of going around, and all of a sudden you hear this music playing from these. So the all of a sudden this silent, stealthy mission is just interrupted by the sound. You see there are 3 chewingas, and they're all on top in this snow clearing near the tree, and they have a dinner plate with branches and pine cones arranged on it between them. One of them is sitting on the edge of the plate while the 2 others are moving a fork and knife back and forth. Each one has to hold one of the cutlery. Here's a picture.
That's adorable.
Oh, I love that.
Aww.
That's so cute.
Yeah, big fan. So they do see you, and as soon as you do that, they stop sawing the pine cone in half with the knife and fork, and they put it down, and they all just sort of start swaying, back and forth.
Zumba style?
They're slowly approaching.
Oh, okay.
Even though it's obvious that you're waiting for them to respond, they make no sound.
Okay. Well, they're coming closer.
Slowly.
Okay, I just keep singing to them, and I look over. I look over at Toro, and I wink, and look a little smug.
All right.
I'm backing away slowly because I'm irrationally afraid of small, much like elephants and mice. I don't like these little fuckers. And one of them's got a knife.
That's so good.
You get an eye roll from Toro.
I am fighting the urge to pounce on them.
So yeah, your hunches are like going back.
Yeah.
With a little wiggle.
Butt wiggle.
Yes.
So, what would you guys like to do? They are entranced by the music. They seem like they like it.
Toro is still slowly sneaking up behind them.
Okay.
Just not with. He's just not with the intent to try and jump, because he sees that they're moving towards Nahtel, but he's still sneaking up behind them, trying to get as close as he can.
Roll a stealth check.
Okay. I'm very good at that now. No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
Oh, sorry, I wasn't supposed to roll at advantage. I don't know why it's doing that. Sorry, let me re-roll.
I
don't see your rolls.
I
don't
don't
see
see
my
your
rolls?
Chris.
Are they
No.
whispered?
No.
Oh, these guys might be, or the built-in characters might be made to whisper, which is silly.
That's no. What? You're supposed to be able to fudge numbers here. I do all my rolls behind screen.
Never whisper rolls. All right, sorry. Let me do this again. Well, I can just lie. I get it. There we go. There we go. But let me be honest about this one. Did it show up? No.
It showed the handout for the chewinga.
Nope.
Oh,
Don't
it
look
might
at
be
that.
smitten by humanoids' ability to play music or to eat copious amounts of food. I can do both of those things.
All right. Don't look at anything else.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay.
Sorry. Don't look at anything else. I'll have to take that out of your journals. Sorry, I'm still getting used to the built-in Roll20 stuff. Here's my perception.
Jesus Christ.
It obviously
Wow.
knows you're there and starts scooting away and taps the other one on the shoulder, and he's like, what? They haven't run for it yet, but they do know you're there, Toro.
I would like to maybe help both Toro and Nahtel by using minor illusion to make harp music sort of play as accompaniment in the background.
Okay, so that'll amplify the current music being played, and after a few bars, they start swaying back and forth. I start swaying back and forth after a few bars too, but we're talking about music. So
I've got a horn that I use to alert for the hunt, and I do have a horn in my background.
Okay.
No.
They haven't seen you yet. If you join the ensemble, they will.
I pull out the horn, like, very curious as everyone playing music, and I'm like, okay. And I just...
You know what? Just for fun, go ahead and roll a perception.
I am a
performance check.
in horn.
Use
so,
that.
I have this.
Yep.
7.
Oh,
You make sense.
No one can say they have this.
Wow.
This campaign.
As soon as this happens, the harp music starts soothing them, and they're all swaying back and forth. And all of a sudden, this loud, like Boromir horn just echoes through the forest, and all three of them begin to scatter in separate directions. They're all running.
how close is
that's an
Toro?
accident.
Like, how close did he manage to get?
He's close enough that you might be able to grab one.
Okay, I was gonna say, can I make a reaction, like, dash to try and grab one?
So basically, the way this is going to work, it's going to be like a grapple, but instead of strength, it's going to be dexterity to grab one, and you can use acrobatics if you'd like. Does that make sense? Anyone
Yes.
who is not currently playing an instrument can do that. Thyra, does that require you to? It's just an illusion, right?
Yeah, it's minor illusion. It's a cantrip.
Okay.
Can I still try just because I was singing?
Sure.
Or
That's
was
fair
I
because your
just
hands
try-
are
okay.
your hands are still empty. That's fine.
You're like, ah!
Can I cast a spell, Chris?
Not while you're.
damn it.
You can if it's vocal only.
No.
Then no.
I feel like I wouldn't be able to guide myself on a reaction.
Not while you're singing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get you! Did you touch yourself with it?
Oh my god, I got 20!
Oh yeah.
Nice.
All right, so I'll say
yeah.
I'm going to say that as one of them is running away from the blast of the horn behind him, he instinctively runs towards Nahtel and runs up her leg and then ends up on her shoulder.
Aww.
So Nahtel doesn't even catch it.
It catches her.
It catches her, okay.
Exactly.
It's a gift.
All right, the Chewinga should be out of your journals now, by the way.
I take out a small piece of jerky and give it to a piece, this tiny little shaking form.
Okay. The other two Chewingas have run away, but you do have one that's still on your shoulder. Just so you
Okay.
know.
I go and I pick up her plate.
All right, you now have a plate.
And the cutlery.
Oh yeah, show the cutlery as well.
All right, now you should be able to see these guys. I love these guys. They're like my new favorite.
They're so good.
That's cute.
Thank you,
like
Sailor
them.
Twerkery, for subscribing 2 months in a row. Whoa! Awesome. So yeah, well done, guys. You now have a
Thank
Chewinga
you,
friend
Tim.
on your shoulder.
And it's just roll for initiative, so here we go.
As it turns into a Tarask. You now you bring it back. I'm gonna assume you're gonna come back to Bryn Shander.
Yes.
Sure, I'm gonna stop by
Oh,
the
sorry, not
lady
Bryn
and
Shander.
I'm gonna tell her.
The North Look. Sorry, go ahead, Button. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna, as we walk back, I'm gonna give the lady back her plate.
All right. She's. Oh, thank you. Are the spirits taken care of?
Yes.
Please let me
I'm sitting
reward
there
you. And she
singing.
goes back in to whatever she was doing, and out of her oven she takes this like warm loaf of bread that she wraps in a towel and hands it to you. So this is all I have. I hope it's enough.
It's more than enough, yes. And if I take that though, you won't have anything to put on this plate.
Well, that's true. I can always make more bread, but I can't do anything about my health if the evil spirits are about. So I owe you.
Well, I'll take the loaf then and enjoy.
All right, so you have this warm bread that you eat on the way back towards the North Look. As you enter in again, you do see that bulbous mounted fish on the above the door as you walk in. Scramsax nods to you as you head back to your table. You see Danica now. It looks like she's dressed for bed. She's changed out of her outdoor clothes. Speaking with Anirissa, they seem to be getting along just well, and they see you come in. They're like, "Oh, you're back. Were you able to find one?" With all the noise, Nahtel, this little guy has run like basically into any sort of open pocket or like under your.
Oh.
Yeah, he does not like all the noise.
Okay. I walk up to Danica?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. I did capture one. He's a little scared. He doesn't like a lot of noise. How long did you need to study him?
Oh, don't worry. We'll take perfectly good care of him. Probably just a week. A week I should be able to. I just want to observe. There'll be no, it won't be an invasive study, of course. Don't want to harm him.
Okay, I just want to make sure that you take him back to where we found him.
Oh, absolutely. I can do my research I have all the equipment. I just need to do it in my room in the inn here. It shouldn't take me very long. It's really just note-taking, honestly.
Okay, I'll try and relay this as much as I can in, I have, speech of beast. I don't know how much this thing can understand me, but, I tell Danica to sing to him regularly and to give him lots of food.
I absolutely will. They like music, and as she says that, she starts scribbling in her notebook. Can I see it?
Sure. I reach in and I cup him in my hand and I say, "Here he is."
All right. As you open your pink furred hands, this little creature just sort of peeks his head up and sort of looks around. You can't see where its eyes are because it has this strange, mask-like visage. But he looks towards the Danica and then looks back towards you.
And I tell Danica to start singing.
All right. She's like, "Well, I'm not what you'd call a great singer," and she starts humming a few bars. As she does, the little creature hesitantly steps off of your hands onto the table, and then just walks over towards her and sort of looks up at her, listening to the music. She says, "This is great. Let me take him upstairs so he's not disturbed. I'll return very soon."
Okay.
I'd like to insight check.
Sure,
that,
go ahead.
Ooh, good idea.
Yeah.
17.
All right, you watch in horror as she takes the chewinga and puts it in her mouth. No, I'm just joking. No, she takes it upstairs, and she takes it upstairs, and it looks like she actually is caring for this creature.
Okay.
I give her detailed instructions on where to take him after she's done researching.
Okay.
You want to get a sizable habitat for it, maybe like a stick in there, so it has something to stand on.
A heating lamp above. Danica says, "I'm going to retire for the night. Here's your payment." Actually, I actually skipped something. I'll get to that in a second. He did want to say goodnight. And with that, she opens her hand again, and she gives you the 25 gold, so that's yours. She says, "You may keep the lantern as well. May it guide you on your journey." She holds it out, and this little chewinga just sort of he holds it up to your cheek, and it plants what you assume is its version of a kiss on your cheek, and then she takes it back. You do earn a blessing from the chewinga, Nahtel.
Oh.
So let me tell you what that is.
I look back at Toro and I say, "See, look how wonderful it is to make new friends."
Toro looks away and is pretending he was not paying attention to you.
Alright, 1 second. Where is that bitch? Chewinga, here we go. You receive. I'm gonna have to plop this in the Roll20 chat for all to see. Okay.
Okay.
So, reaching up to your cheek, you pull off what looks to be about an inch tall snowflake that has appeared on your cheek. It's rather solid, so it looks like something you can hold on to. And it's this. So, for those of you who can't see it yet,
Charm of the Snow Walker.
Yeah, Charm of the Snow Walker. It has 3 charges. As an action, you can expend one of the charge to gain the following benefit for 24 hours. You and your allies within 15 feet of you ignore difficult terrain caused by snow or ice. You can see through areas heavily obscured by snow up to a distance of 60 feet. You are immune to the effects of extreme cold. And once all its charges have been expended, the charm vanishes. It cannot be recharged. So you have
That's
3
so cool.
uses of that.
It has 3 uses forever.
Forever, correct. Until you befriend another Chewinga, and then it'll give you its high 5.
Let's just
Can we just follow this Chewinga back to the other Chewingas when Danica releases it, and then we can just befriend all of the Chewingas?
So,
Like
Zach,
a tribe on our side.
your character has seen these creatures before. It seems the ones in the town are much more civilized. You've seen some that are rather vicious.
See, that's why I'm scared of them.
It's fair.
He's like, he says, he looks at Nyx and he says, "Oh yeah, you should absolutely go and talk to every single one you see. They will be delightful, every one of them."
See, you're never helpful to me. I don't trust this. Let's go together, Button. Let's together.
I don't need new friends. I'm okay.
Okay.
So,
Oh.
as you're
Toro
discussing
looks
this,
at Button with respect, like,
as you're discussing
Well, I
this,
guess
the,
emotional constipation is a way of life up here in the far north, but okay.
and the name of this, episode is Emotional Constipation, everybody. So as this happens, the doors fling open, and wrapped in furs is the shivering, large, 8-foot-tall furbolg of Tavis Burden. He looks towards you and he says, "Ah, you made it." And we're going to take just a quick 5-minute break at this point, everybody. So thanks for watching. Whatever you guys are talking about points in the chat, I'm not liking it. But we'll be back in just a few minutes.
no, it's all good things.
Be
All
right
good
back.
things.
Hey everybody, welcome to our Frostmaiden campaign, our first episode today. The characters have made it to Bryn Shander, where they just captured a Chewinga for a sage named Danica. And as they've come back to relax, the doors open and in walks Tavis Burden, the cousin of Nahtel. He comes and sits at your table and says, I see that you've all met each other.
Yes.
I see.
Hi, Tavis. It's so good to see you again.
It's great to see you too, Nahtel, as he wraps his arms around you. And Valtraya, good to see you as always.
I've been taking good care of her, Tavis. Mostly.
I'm just gonna hide my half-burnt, half-missing ear so he can't see it.
Yeah, he's still adjusting to the light. He hasn't noticed that one of yours is singed off. But he does say, who is this? Pointing towards Anirissa.
Oh, this is our good friend, Anirissa. We met her down in Waterdeep.
Oh, well, any friend of Nahtel is a friend of mine. Great to meet you, Anirissa. Well, I guess we should get right to it, shan't we? And he brings a chair closer and sort of in hushed tones says, "Oh, before I forget, Thyra, here's the merchandise we discussed." And he slides this small package across the table towards you.
So take it and just slide it into the sleeve of my my robe and be like, "None of you saw it."
All right.
all
He looks around to make sure no one saw the transaction, and He continues to
He
look.
just kind of shoots you this glare, like, don't mention this.
Oh, sorry, wrong page. So,
Oh, yeah, Tavis, that's right. I have a thing for you as well. And she, like, reaches into her pack and she pulls out this like, little leather-wrapped, like, crockery, this bottle, and kind of slides it across the table to him.
he opens up the little lid and takes a whiff, and he's like, "This will do nicely."
Go to appreciate it, yeah.
So, after that exchange, let's see here. He recounts, he's like, "I'm sure some of you here, Button and Myrnix for sure, you've probably heard of the murders that have been happening around Icewind Dale." And the answer is yes, you have. There's been a serial killer who's been murdering different people in various towns around Icewind Dale. Currently, the count is up to 3. And for this area, that's big news.
Hardly serial, though.
Is this aside from the voluntaries? From the voluntary murders? From the sacrifices?
Well, the strange thing about these murders is, unlike being torn apart by an axe beak or a polar bear, these victims have been found stabbed through the chest and their blood has been removed.
Oh! Like they were drained of all their blood?
Is it magical in nature?
Exactly.
But they were stabbed in the chest? Were they staked? A chance?
No weapon has been left. All that looks...
Would I have known that portion?
No, that's the part he's basically been wanting to tell
Okay.
you. When you described your business, how your business that you may have not revealed to everyone else, how that's gone by, the wound sounds eerily similar.
Mm-hmm.
So he continues, he says, "There's been 3 murders committed in the past month. A halfling trapper from East Haven, where I just arrived back from. That only happened about 3 days ago. Before that, a human shipbuilder in Targos. Targos is to the east of where you currently are stationed. I'm showing you these because they're bigger settlements, and anyone from Icewind Dale would know where these are. So those should be appearing on your...
So wait, it's west of here?
West.
Yeah,
Sorry.
because East Haven's east of here.
Yes.
Okay.
You're in the middle.
Yeah.
We're in Middlehaven.
Middlehaven, right. East Haven, West Haven.
And and when was the human killed?
He was killed about a week ago, and then about a week and a half before that, all you probably have heard of the Dwarven Glassblower here in Bryn Shander. Each victim was found pierced to the chest and their blood removed.
Were they inside, outside?
Some were inside, some were outside. That didn't seem to be a common factor. The trapper was found outside of the town, whereas the glassblower was found inside of his shop. I've been doing some digging around the various towns. Pardon my tardiness here to meet you. But I did happen to find, I think, a small lead that may be able to help us in this endeavor. Let me see where I'm at here. Hold on. Talk amongst yourselves for a second while I decide how I want to say this. Don't mind.
Button is waiting on bated breath for this lead.
I'm just looking at Button. I'm not saying anything else. I'm just gonna wait.
I look over at Thyra. I'm like, your ravens are absolutely beautiful. What are their names?
So she thank you. So she points at the one on the left. So this is Leif, and the one on the right shoulder. This is Sigrun.
What was the first name?
Leif. Leif.
That is coincidental. Well, actually, Nahtel and Valtraya will, and they will know someone named Liv, not spelled the same way.
Is that the one that's one of them's a spirit, right? The other one's
Yeah, so Sigrun is the spirit,
Oh,
and Leif is the flesh and blood raven.
I was hoping Liv was the spot one. Just for my own personal sake.
And coincidentally, that raven is a clockwork construct that's inhabited by a spirit.
I should
no.
be happier as a raven.
Wow.
You know.
So he looks towards each of you and he says, "Now, let me tell you, Toro, I know it's been years since you were anywhere near Hartsvale, and that you might not have had the proper treatment, but think of your people. That's why Nahtel is here. We do know that Oriel's damage to this area north of the spine of the world has caused many different creatures to manifest in the darkness, and some of them are moving south towards Hartsvale. Our only chance now is to hopefully at least appease the goddess of winter, or stop her from keeping this place in her icy grasp. That's where I found this connection. It appears that a traveling merchant company called Torgs, owned and operated by a shady dwarf, Torga Icevane, and she has a bodyguard. And this bodyguard, his name is Selfic Caltro. He's charming, he makes friends easily. He's also Torga's bodyguard, so I'm guessing he's good with a blade. Now, the strange thing is all these murders have happened, East Haven, Bryn Shander, Tagos, along the same trade route wherever Torgs appears. So it's leading me to believe that Sefik may be a suspect of these murders, since he always appears to be in these towns at the time of the murders.
Chris, for my own notes, can you spell Sefik?
Sephek.
Okay, I was totally off. And his last name?
Caltro, Kaltro.
Okay. So the lead is that he thinks it's Sefik and not,
So,
or like Sefik on Torg's orders or something like that.
correct. All he knows is that this man, who's obviously good with a blade, he does. He's a bodyguard, and he's been traveling through here. Something suspicious about him, and he seems to be in each town that he goes through. Now, here's the connection, he says towards you, Nahtel, between Oriel and Sefik. It seems that the victims, the only connection I could find is they were being, how should I say this, accused or suggested that they maybe rigged the lottery in their favor.
Oh.
They managed to avoid the sacrifices that these three people, or these three towns, partake in. And it seems that Oriel was not satisfied and maybe sent her agent to collect the required sacrifice.
Oh.
The next
Okay.
NPC name must be Dr. Michael Rodriguez. God damn it. I'm so glad I managed to read out Sefik Caltro before Now, the great evil in this pot is Dr. Michael Rodriguez.
Okay, I'm so glad that Sarah heard it too. I thought you were saying Sevik the whole time.
Sefik.
No,
Yes, it
Sefik.
does sound. Guys, we
Sefik.
play a lot of RPGs, and sometimes things cross over. But no, it is not a Vulcan terrorizing Icewind Dale.
I was like, I'm so confused.
So if any of that wasn't clear, feel free to ask me questions, and I will
No, it's
reiterate.
not a Vulcan.
It is not a Vulcan. First question.
Can you spell the goddess's name or Oriel?
Or Auril.
Chris, is,
Ariel.
L. Okay.
Sorry, Valtraya, what was that?
is it considered like an honor to be chosen, or is it just
Nope.
like
Oh, fuck. It's not good. Nothing good. They don't worship Oriel. They just realize that she is holding this place in ice, and they want to appease her in some way to stop this,
Right.
to maybe see the sun. So they're like, hey, how about some peeps? We'll send you some peoples. These towns were chosen because they have the most population.
Right. Okay.
Yes, Oriel is also known as Angry Elsa. Very true.
So the original Snow Queen.
Right. She can't let it go. So, what would you guys like to do at this point, hearing this news?
Toro looks to Tavis and is like, "Where is Torx now?"
Well, I tell you, I can tell you they're not in East Haven, but they seem to have a very random pattern. I honestly, I can't be sure. It seems like they were heading west, but I think they just go wherever their job takes them. You might have to do some digging. The only lead I have is they're not in East Haven because I just came there. Unless they were behind me in Caer Denvel and came down to East Haven as I traveled here. I'm really not sure.
Would we be able to tell by who is having their lottery next? I don't know how the lottery system works, if it's on a month-by-month basis, or...
It's on a specific day. It's the afternoon before the new moon.
Okay. Would we be able to... Oh, so it's every town does it on the same day.
Bryn Shander, East Haven, and Targos.
Yes.
Have theirs in the afternoon for the new moon.
Yes.
Okay.
So it seems like these 3 victims at some point in the past few months have snaked their way out of being chosen, and now Oriel has sent an agent to collect those debts. The tie-in with Button and Myrnix in tow is the way the victims were killed are suspect for personal reasons. Thyra agreed to hear out Tavis just based on the package she just received.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sad about this. The Raven Queen does not look well upon people who attempt to cheat death. So if they are trying to cheat death, maybe they got what they deserved.
With that, he looks and he says, I don't disagree with you there. Obviously, innocents were put in their place. So innocents have died. However, we can't have a madman coming through and killing and causing fear in the hearts of the different 10-towners. And if what Button has told me about what happened to his people, I imagine more bloodshed is on the horizon.
I've seen this kind of death before. Even the worst kind of people don't deserve it.
It's important to me, Button. What sorts of things come after deaths like this?
Well, we buried them.
I mean, what sorts of people are causing this?
I don't know. I've seen it before. It was my hunt. It was my hunting party. All of them but me.
Oh. Button, I'm so sorry.
So at that point, a vision of a woman sort of goes through your head, Button, as your memories head back to that night.
I'm telling nobody about it.
La Prima Nerda says there's only 3 towns, can't be that hard. Well, actually, there are 10 towns. That's the name. However, I have not placed them all on the map, so you guys are not seeing those yet. You're only seeing the 3 towns I've mentioned. If I plop everything on this map, it's really overwhelming. So we're going to do it piece by piece. Right now, you know where these are. I will put Bremen on the map because that is where Jack's character is. That's a dot. You're all going to see a dot. Ignore that. Ignore that. That's this dot.
It's the best dot, though.
That's what Bremen looks like. In the snow, it looks like that. So,
okay.
So Bremen is a little further west of Targus, and it's a much smaller place on the other side of the Shanegarn River.
We are the westernmost town in all of the 10 towns region, and we are the last stop for treasure hunters who are hunting for treasure further afield in the west.
So, keeping that in mind, you know that Tavis said that he left East Haven. There is a possibility that the trade caravan was coming behind him from further north, so he's not entirely sure, but he says when he was in East Haven, the trading caravan was not there.
Well, the most recent murder was 3 days ago. Which town was that in?
That was in East Haven. That's why I went to investigate it.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Toro looks at Tavis, I guess, and is like, well, I don't like that these people tried to rig the lottery, but serial killers can't be good. I guess we should head to East Haven, and since we can ask people there to see where Torx was headed next.
He says, well, I will tell you, they were not... you can check East Haven. They weren't there when I left. You could try one of the other towns if you like, or you can begin your search there if that's where you think you might come across the most clues. The choice is yours.
Closer.
Targos is closer.
Oh, that's true. Well, I'm imagining are there towns like in between, like Bryn Shander and
no,
East Haven?
there is not between Targos and East Haven and Bryn Shander. There's no town. There's towns further south.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So that's called the East Way. It's the long road that leads that way. There's some further south. So if you want to travel to East Haven from where you are, it would be 8 hours nonstop by foot. If you would like to travel to Targos, it's 2 hours. It's much closer. Both of those travel times can be reduced if you purchase a dog sled or, my favorite new creature, an axe beak, which are rideable. They're basically violent chocobos.
And
I want to ride one of those.
They're pricey, I'll tell you that.
Oh.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
How much are we talking about?
Yeah.
Let's find out.
Wait. Put some numbers out there.
Let's put some numbers out there.
I mean, for a 2-hour walk, I don't feel like it would be worth it. But
if we're
for the
going
trip
to East
Haven, yeah.
Or East Haven, that's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Where be them ice beaks? Here we go. They're 50 gold pieces each.
Oh, I'm getting one.
50. What's a dog sled?
50. Say it again.
What's a dog sled?
A dog sled is an empty sled is 20 gold pieces. A sled wolf costs 50 gold pieces and can pull 360 pounds.
Let me buy a chocobo.
But okay,
How many people can ride one?
One.
Oh.
Are we doing the 2 hours or 8 hours trip?
2, I would think. I mean, Targos is closer. So if we have, we have what, 2 wolves pulling a sled. That's what, 720 pounds it can hold.
Yeah, but all of us are 700.
Would a horse be able to make it?
Horses aren't used here. The axe beaks are used in lieu of horses because
It's too cold. Remember, you had to leave your horse down at the other town.
Right.
Oh.
So basically, here's how it pans out. If you are let's just keep this simple and say the team of 7 people can either travel on 7 axe beaks or 4 sleds, including all gear and everything. Unless my math is way out. I'm not quite sure how heavy furbolgs are.
I mean, I could probably just wild shape and go myself.
That's true. Then maybe we could lower that to 3 or 4 sleds based on how much you weigh. I know Dragonborns are pretty heavy too.
And I can just take Valtraya on me.
Myrnix, you want to do this axe beak business? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Cool. That's fine.
I am so here for it.
Myrnix will get to the town and then wait for hours.
I can do
Toro
some
walks
investigating.
everywhere.
So they're sturdy, but they're not exceptionally fast. So you'll arrive. It'll cut your time in basically half. You'd get to Targos in an hour with vehicles.
And he's mine forever, right? It's not like
unless
this
he
is
dies.
one trip. What?
Nothing. He's yours for.
Unless he dies.
That's what I thought he said.
He
but
could
after
die.
he killed everyone else, like, spare the chocobo.
I mean, we've still got Jellybean and Chalice and Chains.
I've never met Jellybean.
You will.
You will.
So,
What if Jellybean doesn't like me?
Well, then the
She won't.
rest of us are going to hate you too.
Correct.
You'll just die. So are we thinking that the dog sled is about the same speed as a axe beak? About cutting the time in half?
Just to keep things simple, I'm going to say that.
Okay, that's fair. I think I would probably go for a sled and a wolf.
Here's an axe beak.
It is a chocobo.
Oh, he's mine. He is absolutely mine.
Are they large enough to carry Nahtel and Kitty and...
Oh, no, I'm going to wild shape and...
Now that
figured-
you,
Can you wild shape into one and run with me?
hold on, that's what I'm looking up right now. I'm looking up at CR.
I mean,
Probably.
now that you've seen
As
one,
soon as I
Nahtel,
see it.
I'm looking to see if its CR is too high. An axe beak is a CR quarter.
Yeah, I could.
Yeah, you can.
We can bond, Nahtel.
Someone can be carried by Nahtel when she's an axe beak.
I'm assuming Valtraya.
Yeah, I'll ride my friend.
So I go outside and I look at this and I kind of study it, and then I just kind of poof, and there's a big pink axe beak.
And I freak out.
That's awesome.
Toro
can you do
rolls
that
his
too? Oh,
eyes,
no, you can't.
like under his breath, he's like, ugh, of course she's a druid.
Like, what's her dump stat? But yeah,
you
so
No, it's just like Furbolg druids are very common. Like I remember reading that in the lore entry.
So yeah, you can purchase axe beaks from the only shop in town, which is the Black Iron Blades. He has a few. I'll be nice and say he has as many as you need. So how many are we getting? Just one?
Not.
I don't think one is enough to carry all
Well,
of us.
one's enough to carry Myrnix, and Nahtel can carry Valtraya. What are your guys's? I think you'll probably need at least 2 dog sleds with the people you have. It's your weight plus your carried weight.
I'd have to figure out how big or how much Furbolgs weigh.
You probably weigh about 300 if you're. Are you 8
Probably.
feet?
I think so, something like that.
Yeah, you're probably
pretty
about
close to
300.
8 feet.
No
yeah.
MP3 Chaos. It seems like all the NPCs have gone to bed. So unfortunately, they haven't met Dr. Rodriguez yet. They've already met Garn.
We could name one of the axe beaks.
Michael
Dr.
Rodriguez.
Michael Rodriguez.
Awesome. All right, so you procure that. Go ahead and subtract that from your gold. In terms of the dog sleds, just to make it easy, a sled dog costs 50 gold pieces, so you're going to have...
Oh my god.
It's going to be 70 gold pieces for a single set of sled plus dog.
yeah, I've already taken out of my gold. That's
My
good for
axe
me.
beak was 502, right?
Correct.
This is so much money. Why don't we just walk for free?
You could just walk for free. It'll slow you down. But it's fine. It's only 2 hours away, guys.
Yeah, I'm fine with walking.
I just wanted a big bird.
All right, so now you have a big bird.
Okay. I would rather just walk for free.
All right, Thyra, you getting... let's go one at a time, because I just want to make sure I have inventory of what we got going on. Myrnix, you purchased an axe beak. Nahtel, you are an axe beak. Valtraya, you are riding Nahtel. Toro, are you walking?
Walking.
Button is walking. Thyra, what would you like to do?
I'm buying a sled
Perfect.
and a wolf.
You got
named
it.
Astrid.
Very good. I like it.
Nah.
So you guys can lay some of your, as long as Thyra allows, there'll be room on the sled for a few, some of your gear that you may not want to be like lugging around. So it does allow for extra cargo room, the sled.
Can we put Ani on that sled?
Thyra's a human, yeah, probably total. Yeah, you have to be under 360 pounds, I'd assume. So let's say yes, but it's full now.
I mean, well, I was gonna say Anirissa could probably ride Nahtel, but
Well,
Yeah,
no,
you probably
Valtraya's
ride
riding
double.
Nahtel.
yeah, but
Okay,
you said the
you
axe
can only
beaks
see
could
one
hold
person?
One person.
300
One
and
person.
something pounds.
No, that's
No,
the
it's a
dog
sled.
sled.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Hey, a button. Did you want to use my axe beak? I know it's important to you.
No, I'm just going to walk. What do you mean?
I figured you could get there faster and get it answered. I'm trying to be nice, dude.
I'm okay. I can
Alright.
just walk.
So you purchase these creatures and you rig them up to the tavern. Now it's actually getting late, even though it's difficult to tell. Nahtel, your body is just exhausted from the ordeals of tonight. Tavis suggests you spend the night, and then you continue in the morning.
Okay. Yeah. I will pop out of my axe beak form now that I know how to do it.
Yep. Let's
And
try
I
this
look
on
at
for
Toro. I'm
size.
like, I heard that.
Heard what?
Heard what?
So the
I
night
walk
goes
away.
by without incident.
You
are,
walked away, but he gives like the tiniest like twitch of his lips.
all right.
But you
So
walked away, so you missed it.
It's fine.
so you do have to pay your tab and pay for the room. This place is not the best, so it's gonna be 8 silver pieces total.
I am not
Okay.
doing
I got
that
it.
math. He can have 1 gold.
Yeah.
All right. They say, "Oh, big tippers. Good. Come back anytime."
No, just say roll it over to whatever I get next.
Before we head up, I walk up to the bartender. I'm like, do you guys ever have live music here?
We haven't heard music here in many a year.
Oh, that's, given this place, that's, kind of not surprising. It's very sad and depressing up here. But, maybe when we get back, we'd love to play a show for you.
It would be a good change. It would be a good change. The only sound of music we have anywhere close to this is from old Bitey over there, he says, pointing towards the fish.
What?
Oh, no.
What?
The fish.
Your fish sings?
Go take a look.
Yeah. I wave my hand in front of it, and it goes, "Take me to the river."
Actually,
Hug me.
hold on.
Valtraya, we have to get to one of those at Driscoll Manor.
All right.
Can
so,
we send one home?
as you
Right above the mantle.
Here, I'll cosplay you guys.
Oh, there you go.
So guys,
Hey, there we go.
Nahtel heads up towards the towards this fish with this bulbous head. Here it is. And as you're looking at it, it turns its top head, moves towards you, looks at you, and says, "There's a place I like to go, further up the river's flow. Where it is, I do not know. Must be under all that snow." And then it flaps back.
I wave my hand again to see if it will sing more songs.
There's a place I like to go. Yes, it is a singing bass in Icewind Dale. Thank you, Chris Perkins. So yes,
That's amazing.
Amazing.
I wanted to teach it a new song and teach it spicy mayonnaise meltdown. When we leave.
so with this, you guys receive a long rest after you pay your tab. You notice some of the patron's eye as you go through your coin purse and take out gold, actual gold that some of these people haven't seen in a very long time. But with that, you are all fully rested. Nahtel, your exhaustion is lessened, so you can just drop it to 0. We'll just start fresh.
Okay.
Give you a full rest. You sleep in a little bit, get a nice breakfast, so you're all fresh and ready for the next day. So we're just going to go just a little bit further as you guys are heading, just so I can prepare. Where are you guys heading? Did we agree on Targus?
Targus, yeah.
Targus with 2 hours on the way. All right.
We're right on Targus.
All right,
that's
so
good.
I need to roll and see what happens.
Oh, I love random encounters.
You won't for in a minute.
That's fine.
All right, let's see. The cool thing I like about the Icewind Dale built-in Roll20 thing is all their they have macros for literally every single rolled encounter.
Nice.
So I'm so glad that you like it,
I love it so
and
much.
I'm so glad we're doing this.
Me too.
I have
I
been
gotta
very
tell ya.
excited to play this for a long time.
Me too. Me too.
I couldn't tell, what with you also ordering the book and hyperventilating when you couldn't read it.
I'm freaking out about it. I want to read it so bad.
No, you can't redeem an instant critical fumble on a 2,500 point thing. God damn it. All right, I'm sorry, guys. All of you crit fumbled your constitution checks. No, I'm just kidding. So, what happens, though,
I already did that.
As you're it's true. As you're traveling between Bryn Shander and and Targus, you notice the weather starts to pick up. Button, you see the telltale signs of a blizzard beginning to manifest. And it sounds like
Bless
that.
Bless you. It's really gonna start coming down soon. We should probably hunker down a bit.
All right, so at this point, you're about 40 minutes into your journey, so about 1/3 of the way, and then the snow starts pouring down heavily. What would you guys like to do?
We look really cool in like a profile as we're all walking and our like cloaks are blowing and
Can I make a survival check to see, if it would be, basically I want to make a survival check to see if this is a good spot to, stop and try and, cobble together some kind of shelter,
Roll a
We can
survival
take this-
check and look for shelter.
Okay.
We can tip the sled on its side and make a windbreak out of that.
Yeah, that's kind of the direction I'm heading. 14.
So you look around, and this is a very well-traveled road. So in order to find any kind of shelter, you'd have to get off the road a little bit towards where the tree line is, and then Thyra's idea of tipping the sled over would help. But it's up to you. You can try and hunker down on the road or move off-road.
Is there a cave? Nothing goes wrong in caves.
You don't see any caves this close to the road. It's up to you guys.
just gonna pounce on the snow.
Or we could just head back as well.
I think it might be better to head back and wait for the storm
I'm
to
a giant
pass.
chicken, so I can't really say anything.
So you realize now the awkward point where, even though it took you about 40 minutes to get here with this blizzard coming already, it's going to take you over an hour to return the way you came. Now that you're in the midst of this blizzard, you can do it, but just it won't be 40 minutes back. It'll be probably an hour, hour and a half.
I think it's better we either just push on or wait.
Hunker down for the night.
The night, it's the big day.
It's always night.
Well, I know it's always night, but I'm saying like
But yes.
Hunker down for a time period.
yes,
Period.
that's fine.
So
Okay, I vote for that as well.
is that what we've decided to do? Break camp?
Yeah, I think hunker down.
Sorry, La Prima Nerda. I didn't roll a herd of snow flumps to attack the party. I apologize. I might want to put that on the encounter. There are some wacky encounters on this one, but this was the blizzard. So with that, we go ahead to... Okay. After... The wind is not dying down, but you do manage to put together a small shelter with using the shed, and the axe beaks kind of burrow down into the snow, and the wolf has come, or the dog has come closer to the shed, and you've all kind of come together, waiting for this to blow over, with the trees giving you some shelter. You begin to see 3 stocky-looking figures approaching from the road. They're coming down the road. They don't seem to have noticed you yet, but they're coming down the road. You see their silhouettes.
Can I send my ravens out to scout?
Sure, you absolutely can.
All right.
I'm going to hide in the snow a bit.
That works. That works.
Yeah, Toro would also.
I'm gonna try to hide behind a tree.
All right. You are bright red, but
Exactly.
so as the raven flies over, as it gets closer, through its eyes, Thyra, you do see that these figures are actually dwarves, and they're wrapped in heavy furs. Some of them have goggles over their eyes. They look like on their back they have snowshoes. They're wearing snowshoes, and on their back they have ice picks. Seems to be fastened to their backs. They have long, thick beards with icicles in them. They look exhausted.
Okay. All right, so I'll recall my ravens and have them fly back.
Okay.
And I'll relay what I found to the rest of my party.
All right. What would you guys like to do?
Well, I'm still gonna hide a bit.
That works. So Button is like hunkered down like a snow tiger in the bank. If it comes to it, I'll have you roll stealth, but you don't have to worry about it right now.
Okay.
What would the rest of you guys like to do? You can let them pass. They do appear weak.
Toro like grimaces and is like, we should help them.
You are a good person.
I let out a little squawk.
At that sound, the dwarves turn their heads and they start looking around. Have you guys started a fire?
Yes.
Probably yes.
Okay. So seeing the small flame and smoke rising from the trees, you see one of the figures sort of move its arm directing towards your camp, and they start hunking over. As they do, you realize there are three dwarves. Seem to be led by a woman. As she comes closer, she rubs her hands against the fire. Oh, thank goodness we ran into you. What a terrible storm, eh? Button, go ahead and roll your stealth check.
Oh, I'm sorry. You said button roll stealth check.
Yes.
I apologize.
All right.
15.
Yep. Let me see what they got.
But I don't think that we started the fire. I think it was always burning.
I was thinking that yesterday. Thank you.
All right. Let's see where we at.
One of my questions on my exam was about the thalidomide thing, and that was in the song. That's why I was just so y'all.
Sure.
It was for school purposes.
Where the what? Sorry, I lost. Oh, here it is. All right. Rolling perception. Okay, no. They do not seem to notice you. Or if they have, they haven't acknowledged you in any way. They start taking off their hoods just to, as they're warming up around the fire. You do notice that the woman, she introduces her name as Hruna. Her right ear and two of her fingers are missing due to frostbite. Korux, her friend, he has lost 3 fingers, 2 toes, and his nose is removed, also due to frostbite. Storn looks around nervously, and he just seems slightly paranoid, not towards you, but towards just the winter around him. Hruna says, "Oh, thank you so much. We're the survivors of a group of dwarves tasked with delivering a sled of iron ingots to Brinshander. A Yeti surprised us and killed members of our group. The rest of us fled as the Yeti tore Humbug limb from limb. Now, we need someone to go back and get the sled for us. As payment, we offer each of you a gemstone with 50 gold pieces." That's more money than you guys have heard of Button and Myrnix in a long time.
Let's go.
He says,
I stand up out of the snow. Where's the Yeti?
Oh, you see the paranoid one screech and draw his weapon.
Button!
Hearing that this creature is part of your group, Haruna calms down and says, "Calm down, Storm. No, it's not one of them. Don't worry." And he nervously puts his sword back, and he says, "The friendship of the dwarves of Icewind Dale can also be a boon in these harsh times. You'll need snowshoes to make the trip in good time. Although you seem to have an axe beak and a sled, that'll help as well." So basically, here are your options right now. If you agree, it'll take you a little bit longer to get to Targus, as this has happened sort of on the road, or you can say you don't have time and let the dwarves go on their way and continue to Targus.
I mean, I don't mind taking down a Yeti.
I just looked down to see what Valtraya says.
We really should help them.
What was that?
We really should help them. Stupid good character.
50 gold sounds good to me. That's where I'm.
I mean, a whole cart full of iron ingots is probably worth a lot more than 50 gold.
Yeah,
Have
but we
some
need
honor.
to return it. We're not going to steal it.
Oh,
A
we're
little
not?
bit of honor, but
No, I'm not saying we steal it. I'm just saying it's worth more than... Yeah.
but they have a contract, or they gotta sell it, or something. It's their job. Just like it's ours to go get it for them.
You do know these iron ingots usually are melted down and forged into weapons for the different militias in the different towns, so it's part of the town security. But you don't really give a fuck.
It's fine with me.
Some of us do.
I would like to... Yeah, I would
Oh
like to kill
no,
this
I'm
Yeti.
so sorry. The paranoid dwarf. He says, "Oh, I'm sorry that we're causing you trouble. My name is Dr. Michael Rodriguez." and he looks around. He's like, "Don't tell anyone the doctor sent you." And with that, he's just this odd character who's apparently going to be replaying as Dr. Michael fucking Rodriguez. So,
Goodness.
I just need your final decision here, guys. Are we going after these dwarves? Are we heading to Targus?
Lose the
Yetis!
lead if we
Yeti.
go to Targus,
Right.
but
Haruna
I
says,
suppose.
"Oh, thank you. Blessings to you. Thank you. We'll be in Bryn Shander. If you return the sled to us, we'll give you payment there. Agreed?"
Sure. When is the next sacrifice?
The next sacrifice.
I'm not asking them. I'm asking...
Oh, you're asking me. The last one happened about a week ago, so you have a good 2.5, 3
Okay.
weeks-ish.
Okay,
All right.
cool.
Oh, this happens every month?
Yeah.
Yeah, every new
Yeah.
moon.
In each of those towns.
I don't know why I thought it was every year. Oh, they're psycho.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because once a year is fine.
Just a way of life.
It's significantly better than once a month.
I mean, lots of people are alive still. I mean, maybe it works. I'm
That's
not
what they
one
have to do to survive out here. So
And just reiterating, they don't like just burn them at the stake or slice their throat. They strip them of all clothing and let them go into the wilderness. So not much
Yeah,
better.
I mean,
Some would say
I've
worse.
been out there without. I've been out there without clothes. It's not all that bad.
You have fur. That's like me going out there with no
They
clothes.
could-
Button,
They can grow
you got the
fur.
boots with the fur.
They don't make boots for cat feet.
Oh, you're right. All right, so
Because it makes apple bottoms. So.
everybody, thank you for watching our first episode of Frostmaiden. It looks like it's going to be a very fun campaign, and we'll see if these characters ever make it to Targus, as next week they investigate.
No, I want to
They-
keep playing.
They investigate the next...
Are we done?
We are done for tonight, everybody.
Hey,
This
it's
was-
only 9:45.
I know, but if we start continuing, we're going to be going forever.
Yeah.
We'll have to leave them wanting
No.
more. You guys will have to tune in next week at 7 o'clock for the next episode of Frostmaiden. Also, don't forget, you can check out Waterdeep on YouTube and our podcast. And tomorrow we have a new recording of our podcast talking about all things Halloween and pumpkin beers and stuff. You know, 'tis the season. And then Friday, probably some more Fall Guys. You can watch me fail miserably at life. Thanks for watching, everyone. Be sure to give us a like and a follow, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye, everybody.
Comment Marv for a chance.
Bye, everybody.